Welcome back. PTF and JK here with our continuing coverage of the Triple Crown Prep Race Series brought to you by our friends at Free Rein Coffee. I'll tell you a little bit more about them a bit later in the video. JK, here it is, the last points race. The first one started way back last year. Now we're at the last one, and there are horses here still trying to make their way into the Kentucky Derby. Maybe we should start with one of them.
Yeah, look, I would think that Hades is probably one of those horses that's looking for an opportunity to get in. Probably was hoping to pick up some points in the Florida Derby. That didn't happen. But look, when you get Derby fever, it's hard to shake. And I think sometimes when you have a horse like this, you have a once in a lifetime opportunity to possibly get into the starting gate. You try to check all the boxes, and it feels like that's what Hades is doing here.
You saw him there on screen winning back in the Holy Bull in front-running fashion. Interesting story if he gets in, because he could add an injection of pace, something that there isn't a ton of in this year's race. Another horse we need to talk about, one we haven't seen since his 2-year-old year. He ran some very fast races back then at Saratoga. The Wine Steward, a tough, cool New York bred. Does he have a chance in open company here in a Derby points prep race?
You know, look, I understand your point, right? He does have some fast numbers as a 2-year-old, and you would think that with that maturity, that age, that those could get a little bit faster. And if they get faster, he could be tough here. I just can't buy the fact that this horse is ready. If you look through his past performances, he's been working since like February 17th. Not that far back. And so the fact that he didn't show up in one of these other preps prior to this one makes me think that this was just the absolute last possible try to get him in here. I think the Wine Steward's a good horse. I think he just might be a short horse on Saturday.
He looks to me like he could be a massive favorite for a Derby, JK, the New York Derby in a few months' time. Not that he can't compete against open company, not looking to denigrate him, but what a cool New York bred might have all the cards in a spot like that down the line if the open company thing doesn't work out. Let's get to our selections, JK, but first, I do want to tell you about our friends at Free Rein Coffee. I have been absolutely loving this stuff. It's been in my cup every morning, helping me to get up and get after it. And the great thing about Free Rein Coffee right now, we have a 20% discount site-wide if you want to get involved, whether you're looking for pods, beans, grounds, or just cool merchandise. Check it out, freeReinCoffee.com is the place to go to do that. Now it's time for the selections. I'm going to go with liberal arts in this spot, JK, not just as a proud college and sciences of NYU grad, but more than a hunch play, this liberal arts for me. This is a horse that I think has excuses for the last 2 races. Just wasn't himself the last day in the Arkansas Derby. Needed that race back in the Southwest. But if you go back to the street sense from last year, the tape we'll see, you can see how well this horse finished up in that spot. And I think third start off the layoff in patient hands, longtime Shug McGahee assistant calling the shots, Robbie Medina. I think liberal arts can be heard from on this scene. Not sure about Triple Crown, etc., but I think could be a decent price and maybe get the win in the Lexington on Saturday.
Look, I've got no problem with liberal arts in here. I'm going to go one stall to the inside of him with Encino, the Godolphin Nyquist. This is a situation where this horse was entered last week in the Bluegrass. And for Brad Cox and for Godolphin, who know their way around grade 1 races pretty well, decide they want to enter Encino into a grade 1, there has to be a level of talent, a level of ability on the dirt that they believe was justified to even make that entry, right? They're not the types that are just going to make an entry to make one. They went ahead and scratched because the horse was drawn extremely wide in that race and was probably a little bit overmatched. You want everything to kind of go your way if you're going to take that kind of a shot. Now you get a much easier group in this Lexington. I do think that Encino will run well on the dirt. I trust that Brad Cox and Godolphin aren't just doing it to do it. I'll go with Encino in the Lexington.
Stepped up big time last time in the stake at Turfway with a good number, closing well despite not having a setup. And yeah, Nyquist Bernardini, why not be able to transfer that form to dirt? I see where you're coming from with Encino. Want to put up a comment contest for this race? Give us your exacta in the Lexington. We'll feature you in a future video. And if you're looking for much more from us, make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel and click that notifications bell as well. Leave the comment. Let us know who's going to finish in the exacta. And if that's not enough, check out our podcast. Check out our In the Money Plus service. We've got daily coverage at Keeneland. And for just $20, you get all our extra Derby stuff, more podcasts, more picks, grid picks from everybody on the team. It's going to be a great way to keep you armed and dangerous for this year's Kentucky Derby. Check that out, inthemoneypodcast.com/plus. Just want to highlight this cool promotion from our friend at Twin Spires, the Daily Double Down. Opt in and hit 2 daily doubles to receive a 25% boost on all winning daily double wagers at Keeneland every Wednesday through Friday in April. I'm PTF for JK and our friends at Free Rein Coffee. We'll see you the next time.